Hey guys, Tony here from Rolling with the Bullens. Man, this has been a crazy time in our lives, everyone out here. Before we get too far into this video, I want to thank all the doctors, nurses, law enforcement, firefighters, grocery store clerks, and all my fellow truck drivers out here who are continuing to keep trying to make life as normal as possible for everybody. Make sure everybody's got the necessities and try to take care of our sick, our injured. You know, sitting here thinking, you never really thought you'd be going through anything like this in your lifetime. At least I never thought I'd experience, this kind of an epidemic where people were dying like they are. But it just goes to show you, you just never know what tomorrow may bring. We've been saying that, from the time we went full-time RVing, because you're not promised tomorrow. And I think nowadays it's a little more relevant. You're not promised tomorrow. I think life is going to change completely for full-time RVers. I think life is going to change in general for everybody from moving forward from this point. There's just so many uncertainties now that we thought that we don't know now. I mean, things we took for granted before, I don't know. Just, you sit here and think about it. It's so weird. I mean, it's so surreal feeling, You go into a grocery store, the shelves are bare, people out of work, don't have money, and it's a very, very tough time for the world right now. Not just the state or the country. It's a worldwide problem right now, and this is just insane to think about it. I know a lot of full-time RVers or people who's planning to go full-time RV, their plan and what they thought about doing is probably going to change. There's probably going to be a lot of people giving up full-time RV life. There's people that's going to be planning for RV life, and they may be, second-guessing this. This is something that I guess honestly nobody really could have foreseen happening, but it does make you question: are you going to be ready if something like this happens again? I think there's going to be a lot more preparation for people who are full-time RV. I think there's going to be a lot more people buying a piece of property so they have a place to bug out. If you guys have been following me for a while, I always talk about a bug out bag for, emergency situations like bad weather. But having a bug out plan for a situation like this right here, this may be something that a lot of people might want to start considering. I know myself, we're starting to consider it a little bit more, finding them out now that there's so many people displaced as far as camping that are full-time RVers out here, and even people are finding themselves displaced because they can't pay the bills, and that's unfortunate as well. Sometimes I think that a lot of people, after this whole thing starts to straighten up, there's going to be more people living full-time RV life, or it could go the opposite way and a lot less people living full-time RV life. It's a 50-50 shot here. I just think that a lot of people should really probably think a little harder into what their strategies are as far as full-time RV life. We've been doing this going on 3 years now, and we love RV life. This situation, that we're going to get out of, hopefully sooner rather than later, we can go back to living that the dream that we've had, the fun, the travel aspect, congregating, meeting new people, new friends across the country. We've made a lot of friends out here full-time RVing, and being in contact with these people across the country and having such, hardship trying to find a place to go. And like I said, people who can't pay their bills are now getting displaced and don't know what they're going to do. I know this is a very dark time for us in our history. Humanity, you would think, would be a little nicer to certain people right now, that are being displaced. But unfortunately, we live in a society where there's a lot of greed. And it's crazy. I'm hearing it from, different people, people that I run across, people who are still out here working, that, they depended on two incomes, two, husband and wife, or, significant other. They, had claimed, basically their survival was for two incomes, and they're not being able to support themselves now. And it's just a very trying time. Everybody's stressed. You know, they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And it's very sad, you know. And I'm seeing this from people who are essentials out here. You know, they're still working. They can't get unemployment, but their hours have been cut back. You know, they're not making as much money as they were before this all started because their hours are being reduced because of this virus. And companies not making as much money, and they still want to keep the doors open, especially in the food industry, you know, because people's got to eat. And it's making it harder for them to keep people on payroll as the demand has kind of went down. It sounds weird. The demand has went down on certain things. I don't know how or why the demands went down on certain things, because everybody needs it. But, you know, it's one of those things that you just don't really understand what's happening. There's a lot of scared people, you know. And like I said, you know, talking to these people who are dependent on 2 incomes, and now it's being reduced, and the companies are, you know, doing what they can to stay open and keep people on payroll. But when they're diverting their hours and stuff, they're not getting a full paycheck. You know, sometimes we might be better off to claim unemployment. I don't know. You know, this is, like I said, a very dark time right now, and for mankind, it is. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat this. This is, you know, something that's very awful. It's very traumatic for a lot of people. Everyone, actually. I mean, there's some out there that don't really believe in what's going on out here. But, you know, being out here risking, you know, my hind end, just like the doctors, nurses, first responders, grocery store employees, you know, we're out here risking our lives, you know, and potentially getting, you know, sick from this virus. And when the companies are cutting hours and they can't make enough money to make the ends meet, there's a lot more people who have been protesting now, you know. And it's unfortunate that we have to resort to those kind of things right now. I mean, this world's in chaos right now. I mean, a lot of you guys who've been inside and, you know, sheltering in place and trying not to come out here to, you know, kind of help the curve with this virus, you guys might be not seeing what's really going on out here. You know, like that group of people at the beginning of the video, you know, we greatly appreciate them coming out and showing some support, some love toward us for what we're doing. But honestly, I want to thank you guys. Don't take it the wrong way, but it'd been better for you guys to stay at home and practice, you know, social distancing a little bit more than that. I know in the video there, it looked like they were spread out a little bit further, but if you looked on the other side of the road there, they were a little closer than they should have been. And like I said, a lot of us really thank you guys for doing that, but right now, the main thing to do is just, you know, keep yourself safe. You know, there'll be time for thank yous after this is all said and done. You know, don't risk yourself to come out here and tell us. Because like I said, we really just don't know what's going on with this world right now. Nobody does. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But being out here and seeing the way that some of the guys are still out here as essential employees, you know, a lot of people don't have protective gear. You know, the doctors and nurses, first responders, they need that stuff a little bit worse. But the thing is, when we got people who are not practicing the social distancing, it's bringing that domino effect. You know, you feel fine, you go to the grocery store, you're spreading it around, and then one of us essentials out here pick it up, we take it home to our families, you know, or vice versa. One of us gets sick and you got one less of, you know, essential worker out here trying to make you guys be able to survive. It's, you know, it's just, it's kind of a slap in the face to the people a little bit. I mean, it really is. You know, we're out here trying to do what we can, and we're asking, you know, from an essential worker standpoint, that you guys don't have to be out here. Just stay home. You know, quit trying to spread this stuff around, because, you know, seriously, we're watching people out here that are picking this stuff up left and right. The ones who have to be out here, and it's not a good situation. And there's no real words to describe this feeling when you're walking into a place knowing that you potentially could be getting exposed to this deadly virus, you know. But we're doing it because, you know, we're strong people and we're trying to help our fellow man out, make sure they have stuff. And, you know, some people, they have no choice but to work. You know, I don't know, guys. It's absolutely crazy. That's the only thing I can say about it being out here as an essential. It's just, you know, this is my job. I'm a truck driver. Even if I didn't have a job, if I was completely retired, during something like this right here, for my fellow man, I would be out here in this truck, running as hard as I can to make sure groceries get to where they need to go, make sure children are fed. And there's a lot of people out here that are on the front lines of this stuff. That's how they feel about it. You know, selflessness, to help others. Only thing we ask in return is for people to practice the social distancing. You know, if you don't need to be out, don't come out here. You don't run the risk of spreading this stuff around any further. I know everybody's anxious to get out. You know, it's not good to be locked up in a place either. But, you know, there's things you can do. I mean, everybody's, especially everybody at a house, you know, stick and brick. You know, you got all the spring cleaning you can do around your house. You know, you don't need to run out in public and go shopping or browsing at the stores and stuff like that. The ones that are open, you know. I don't know, guys. I really wish this was just a terrible nightmare that we were all having, and we woke up tomorrow morning and this is all back to normal. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be a normal after this. There's going to be a normal, but it's going to be a different kind of normal. And even when they open everything's back up, things are not going to be the same for a while. I mean, quite some time. Who knows how long it's going to be before things are back to what we deemed as normal before, if it ever gets back there. It's hard to think about. It really is that, you know, we've been under this quarantine. You know, what's going to happen tomorrow is, you know, is this stuff going to mutate into something else? Who knows, you know? So I said, guys, do what you can on your end to, you know, help the spread of this stuff. You know, there's a lot of us out here that's working, trying to make sure you guys can still live and survive and thrive. You know, I don't mean to come on here and just kind of like, you know, whine about, you know, stay home, social distancing. But being out here as an essential and seeing, you know, people that's been working in the same places that I've been, that's coming down with COVID. It's a surreal feeling. It's a scary damn feeling. It really is. You know, the guy you saw last week, or the lady you saw last week that was working hard to get everybody's stuff together, to get these things out to everybody, now they're homesick. It's really tough to see. But, you know, I just wish people the best out here, and I hope, you know, I didn't bore you too much of the video. Just stay home and keep you guys safe. You know, and if you guys want to help out with the situation, there's plenty of essential jobs. There's plenty of places that need workers to replace the workers who have fallen. Until next time, guys, this is Tony. We'll see you guys down the road. Bye.